Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Yash?
Hi everyone, good morning, sir. Uh, Today, I would like to talk about a medicine dose tracker. As we know, COVID-19 has made life difficult for everyone, especially people who stay alone and have underlying conditions. These people,
Sorry for disturbing you. I will not disturb you. I will wait till you finish. So you have to control how you are going to present. When
Yes.
you tell me I finish, I can ask you. So I will mute
Mhm.
myself till you will finish. Okay?
Okay, sir, no problem. Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. As I said, COVID 19 has made life difficult for everyone, especially people who stay alone and have conditions. These people need a medical dosage tracker, and these people are the people who are most likely to miss their medication dosage. It is understandable if these people are most likely to miss their medication dosage tracker, but it is harmful and egregious for them. Every year, 125,000 people in the States die due to neglecting their medication plan. A medication dosage tracker with a professional help would improve their medication plan and also lower the risk of missing a medication. This will improve the user's medication plan tremendously. A team of me, Shubkaran Singh Kurmi, Mitesh Kanjibai Rawat, Parneet Kaur have worked together to make a medication dosage tracker. The project deliverable were a Gantt chart, a use case diagram, ER diagram, relationship logic model, and wireframe. The team has done a great work in communicating and delivering. The deliverables were agreed upon by the team, and the milestones were delivered on time with satisfied requirements. Here are the hypothetical cost of making this app, which includes the domain name, database, and other requirements. And for simplicity, is broken down into hardware and software components. The estimated time for these is 6 months before any initial testing or quality assurance. For the Gantt chart explanation, I would like Shubkaran to take over. Thank you.
Hi, this is Shukran. I have done part the manageable task. In the manageable task, I have created a Gantt chart. A Gantt chart is basically a graphical representation of the project. It is a type of bar chart showing the start and the finish date of a project elements such as resources. It consists a list of tasks. It is widely used chart in the project management. It helps the planner to keep a bird eye view on the project. All the tasks are completed fully. So I have not mentioned the progress as the progress is 100% in all the tasks. As we can see in the Gantt chart, the green part is done by Yash. The blue part is done by Mitesh. The orange part is done by Paneet. The purple part is done by Paneet and Yash, and the yellow part is done by Yash. The, that's all. I will hand the mic to uh, Mitesh.
Hello, I am Mitesh Rawat. I prepared the use case diagrams. So use case diagrams are used to show how the users and other people in the system will interact with the application or the system. So it contains a list of tasks, use cases that are login or sign up and login, add medication, view medication, edit or delete their medications. And it has two actors only, the user and the physician itself. Parit, can you scroll down to the chart, the screenshot? So in this diagram, the user and the physician, there are two actors, user and the physician. The user will either log in or sign up. User can add medication, edit medication, and delete the medication. And the view medication will be shared between user and the physician.
Sorry, just I want to give you a remark. When you have a figure or a diagram, just zoom it a little bit to be more clear to us.
Okay. So can I start up?
That's perfect.
So the view plan part will be shared between the physician and the user, and the edit plan and the delete plan will include the view plan use case, because before editing or deleting a plan, the user can view the existing plan and do the required modifications. So the view plan will the view plan is shared between the user and physician, and is also included in the delete plan and the edit plan part. And that's it for my part. Thank you.
Okay.
The next part will be explained by my team member Barney. Thank you.
So this is our ER diagram right here, and just a second, yeah. So the entities we chose here was user, login, medicine, and physician, and then we made some attributes for each of them. For user, we made user ID, which was the primary key, a name, an email, and address. And then for medicine, we have the name of the medicine ID, which was again the primary key, dosage, frequency, prescription. And the user ID is here is a foreign key. Again, in the physician, we made a physician ID, which was the primary key, name, and email, and the same goes for login. So to link these with each other, we made as a user has a login ID, which they use to enter into their account. And then they can manage the medicine by adding, deleting, or deleting the frequency and the dosage. And the same thing is accessed by a physician, and he has a patient. One physician will have many patients, and that's how we linked it. And he can access the medication for the user and make sure that everything's fine. So the next part was we just transferred all the data into a logic relation model. Again, the user has user ID, email, a name, and address. The login has user ID, email, and password. Medicine will have name of the medicine ID, dosage, frequency, prescription, and user ID. And the same thing with the physician as well. So the last part here are some screenshots. We used a designing tool to create certain forms so that we can display how our app is going to look like. So the first one is the user login page. Here it's just something about our, we named our app Save the Dose, and it helps you to manage and to track your medication schedule and allows your physician to aid you with your medication schedule. So here they can just put in their email address and password and log into their page. And if they don't have an account, and this is the sign up page where they can use this page to sign up as a user. And then the next page is the medication details, where they can enter the name of the medication, frequency, dosage, and preferable timings. And the same thing would be accessed by the physician. And this is the user home page. When the user logins, after this is going to be the home page, which shows today's medication schedule. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a nice, amazing project. I like it so much. It was very clear. You have good deliverable, and I can see the effort that you have already done it. Can you keep the shared screen, Parneet, please? Can you? Yeah. So I want to ask people who are with us today, if they have any question, go ahead. Don't be shy and ask them. We are not making here assessment. It's more discussion. It is more a discussion about the deliverable of the project. So they will not hate you if you ask them question.
Yeah.
So before I can start my questions, is anyone here want to ask? No one. Okay. I don't know if I missed it during the presentation. After you finish the ER diagram, there is something we name it relational logic model. which talk about different tables and each table the type of the attribute. I can't see it in the report, or I have missed. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it seems that I have already missed it. Okay. Now, according to your project, it is a tracking for the dosage or the medication that the user has to take it, yeah?
Yes.
And the physician has already an access to the system. I know that it is the scope of the project more than enough for a course project, but suppose that this project will go to be more practical course. Do you agree that there should be a calendar or a notification or a notification that we should be sent to the because I can see there is a place where a notification should be sent to the user or a notification should be sent to the physician when there is a missed dose.
Yes.
It's okay that you haven't done it, but I said, do you agree that this is somehow future work should be done in this project?
Yes, if this project is to be done in the real world, and if we are actually creating the project, I think we will add that feature as well.
Yes, I agree, because I believe once you have a time schedule for your medication, you should get a notification that you should take your medication now. And I believe that should be enough for someone to not miss their medication unless there's a serious situation or emergency going on.
Can we go, Parneet, to the use cases?
You mean the use case diagram?
Yeah. So here you have two main users for the system, which is the user or the patient and the physician. So add medication plan. This should be done by the user, not by the physician, according to your requirement structuring.
Sorry, could you repeat that? You mean?
Yeah. I said that according to the use cases.
Yes.
Use case diagram that you have. So we have two users.
Yes.
The main user or the patient and physician.
Yes.
And the use case should tell us about different functionality or that each user is going to do it in the system. So the user will make a login or sign up, perfect. And the user also had to add medication plan.
Yes.
So this plan, the user has to do it or the physician has to do it?
The user has to add the plan and the physician can review it.
Okay, so why you define it like this? Why not the physician in this case?
Because yeah, Pandit, go for it.
Yeah, so because I think the physician is going to have like many patients. So if he sits and adds the medication plan for each patient, I think it's going to take a lot more time than a single user adding their own plan.
Okay. Okay, I agree with you that if the case that the physician will not do it, then the patient has to do it. It depends about the agreement or the mutual agreement between them, because if the physician has an access, I think that he should be involved in the plan, or at least he can edit the plan if he can see the plan is incorrect in this case. Because so as I see that he can only view, but he can't edit also the plan. Is it correct, or he can edit this according to your plan?
Yeah, he can edit.
As I see that, this is that the user has edit and include a view plan, which means that the edit will include a view plan, but the physician just can make a view in this case, according to the use case diagram you have. It's okay, as you have already done, but because defining the requirement depend about the user. So if it will be a real project, we should sit with a physician and the patient and ask them about what they expect from the system based on this. So since you have already defined this requirement, you are correct, 100%. Because I said from the beginning, you have to define the scope. But should be done normally with the users. As we, as a programmer, as a software designer, we should have already sit with the users, and we have collect the requirement based on what we have already discussed in the course, and then we make a structuring for this requirement using use cases and other stuff as we have already done the project.
Correct.
I want to thank you all about this project. It's really nice, and I like it so much. It was well done. It is it's well organized. It's somehow clear. Everything you are asked about it, you have already done. And I like the harmony that you have it, because also the presentation that you have already done it, you did it in a good way. Each one know which part of has to do it. Parneet was the maestro for this, it seems. So, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
others, you are always welcome. Others, if there is any group want to present today. So,
Hello?
Sahib,
Hi.
yeah.
Can our group present?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna do a mic check. I just want to make sure all my other group members are in here. You guys, I just want to make sure everything's running.
Yeah, who's with you?
So we have two members not with us. We have Raj. He did a pre-recorded session, and then there was another group member. Her name is Ishneet. She is not going to present her part, although she did the work for her part. And then we have Justin. You want to just do a quick little mic check, see if your mic works, Justin? And then Apuva. And then do you want to do a
Okay.
little? Yeah. So
I hope it
So, but
working.
yeah, hi. If you are going to make the presentation today, you have to present everything, even those are part of the others.
yes, exactly. That's what we're gonna do. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Should I share my screen? Do it from my screen? Or actually, Justin.
Yeah, I guess that'll be better.
Justin, do you mind presenting off your screen? That way you can open the actual program that you use to make the Gantt chart.
Yeah, because it got cut off, so it would make sense.
Yeah. So we'll have Justin sharing his screen so he could actually open the.
Which button would that be?
This should just be a share content button right next to the leave button.
Is it the open share tray button?
Yeah.
Just tell me if it's working or not.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah, we can see you.
We can see the charts and everything.
We see your screen, so you can present anything.
Does it show the PowerPoint or does it show something else?
It just shows the PowerPoint.
Now it is a PowerPoint.
Okay, just making sure.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you can be in. Put it in slideshow mode. Okay. All right. So yeah, we did a little quick mic check already. So
I will mute myself, yeah?
okay, sure. I'll just write this now. Okay, so hi, my name is Saib Dollywall, and my group members are Justin King, Raj Nagi, Apuva Wang, and Ashneet Kaur. This is a project about online movie booking taking systems. Justin, can you go to the next slide? All right, so this is the online movie ticket booking system is a new system being implemented that is used to book movie tickets online. The reason for this system is to stop inefficient in-person ticket purchasing systems currently in place. The system will address and resolve some issues such as the accidental resale of tickets already booked, the lack of management with which customer booked with ticket, the lack of knowing the customer's information to contact them about the tickets if needed. B, the inefficient tracking of money earned from the sale of tickets, which tickets were sold, how many tickets were sold, and how much each individual ticket was sold. So the objective of this project is to solve all the problems previously mentioned. It will reduce human error as well as efficiently keep track of the statistics of the tickets sold, as well as the customer information. The objective is to reduce the human effort needed to sell tickets by implementing an efficient online ticket purchasing system that will be an easy-to-use purchasing process for buying customers, as well as allow the company to use less resources keeping track and managing the statistics of the tickets sold. Can you go to the next slide? All right, so the estimated time frame for the project is between 100 to 20 days, with it requiring about 5 days to begin the initiation of the project, an additional rough estimate of 23 days to create the design of the project, as well as a rough estimate of 86 days to implement the coding and developing of the project. So the cost of the project varies with which company needs it, as the scale of the project determines a large portion of the price. The rough estimate of the project varies between $4,000 to $15,000 per platform, with the price range depending on the scale of the project. With a small scale project for only one small average movie theater with roughly 200 to 300 seats, it would cost around $4,000 to implement. On the other hand, a grand scale stadium like Rogers Arena with roughly 19,000 seats would cost around $15,000 to implement. The price varies as the size of the system varies. Creating a small system for a small movie theater is quite simple. On the other hand, creating a larger system for a larger stadium would be more complex. Okay, and then do your thing. And then yeah, you can go to the next slide.
Hello, my name is Justin King. I manage the manageable tasks on the Gantt chart. I use the Gantt chart to use to schedule and manage tasks made on the Project Libre. This is just a small screenshot of what I could put. So I'll now switch to the actual chart, which I can move and show more stuff. I broke it down into initiation, design, and development coding as the 3 categories with subtasks underneath for them. Initiation is this indentation here, which will take about 5 days with a requirements meeting, cost of products and benefits meeting, and a risk analysis meetings taking place. And then this one over here is the design, which is the screen design, the report design, and the database design, which will take about 23 days, 4 days for the screen design, 4 days for the report design, 15 days for the database design, and then we have development and coding, which would be over here, if I can get over to it, which is this long one here because it's approximately 86 days with system modules development taking the first 20 days. Then it would go into the initial / alpha testing, which will be the 30 days. Then at the same time, where it gets lead off into that, there will also be another task going, which is the documentation of the bugs, which would lead down into the corrections updates to fix those bugs, and then it will lead into the final testing, aka the beta testing, and then it would just wait for its final release, which is over here, if everything goes to plan. You can go back to slideshow, and I'll pass it off now. And this was the person who was not here, but he left a video.
Want to make sure the video is like is all the way up, like the video audio.
Yeah, if you're going to present this using now Microsoft Teams, so the audio will not be, we can't hear the audio in this case.
Okay.
In this case, you have to share with us the video and each one will run it here, so.
Sure, I can just quickly get the video link.
No, I suggest that if one of you can go ahead and tell us what's taking place here, if you can do this.
Okay, sure.
If not, then you can share with us the video. And since it is a YouTube one, so we can just share with us the link in this case if it's a public video.
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. I'll paste the link in the chat. Okay, and then I pasted the link to the video in the chat.
See it. I think we are done from the YouTube video.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be continuing with the ER diagram. Just to give you some short information about what ER diagram is. An ER diagram, or an entity relationship model or diagram, is a logical representation of entities, its characteristics, and relationships amongst them. Now, it consists of following elements, one being the entity, then the attributes, and its relations. So an entity is a primary data in the diagram of which data is maintained. A person, place, object, event, or concept can be considered as an entity. Attributes are just the properties or characteristics of the entity about which we are collecting data. And finally, relationships are associations between one or more of the items. Justin, could you go to the next slide? So here are a few symbols in the entity relationship model and what they mean. So the rectangle being the entity, the diamond being the relationships, the oval being the attribute, and all the others. Next slide. Okay, so here is the ER diagram that we have made for our online movie ticket booking system. We have considered user, movie, booking, payment, and confirmation as our entities. So user has the following attributes: user ID, name, age, and email address, where user ID and the email address are its primary keys. For movie, we have the movie name as an attribute. For booking, we have the seat number, screen number, number of tickets, time, and date, where date is the primary key. Then going forward with payment, payment has the following attributes: personal details and card number. And under personal details, we have the name and the address. And for payment, card number is the primary key. And finally, for confirmation, we have the seat confirmation, booking reference number, and confirmation email, where booking reference number is our primary key. So how this goes is, once the user goes to the website of goes to our website for online ticket, they have to first select a movie. Then while in the search bar, they might have to just put the movie name, which opens up the booking screen, where they'll have to enter the number of people that they're booking their tickets for, the number of seats that they'll need, the screen number, time, and the date on which they want to watch the movie. After which, if the movie is selected, they will proceed with the payment, or else they might have to go back to selecting the movie. So once they are done selecting their movie and they enter into their payment portal, they'll have to input their personal information as well as their card number. Once they're able to successfully do the payment, they will receive a confirmation email which consists of the booking reference number and the seat number. And that is how easily any user can do an online booking for a movie. Could you go to the next slide? Here's just a basic of the relational logic model that we have made using the ER diagrams. And then we have generated some relationship between them, like between user, movie, booking, payment, and confirmation. Moving forward with the wireframes. Could you go to the next slide? So Ishneet had covered this topic of wireframes. So she's just shown on this screen, being the screen 1. She's just shown that the screen illustrates the client login page that retrieves and verifies login data from the screen database. So this is how our system will look once we have it up and working. The next slide. This will be the second page where the user has to input all their information. That is to create a profile in the system, where they have to input their email, full names, and password, which are saved in the database. These details are used to verify login. The next slide. And finally, screen 3 will allow the clients to fill their event booking details into the system. These details include full name, which are retrieved by the system from database, gender, event time, booking date, number of tickets, and total price displayed after calculations from the system. So this is just a basic wireframe that Ishneet created. Handing it over to Sahib.
Okay, so that has been our entire presentation. Basically, yeah, that's how it makes an online book taking system. Does anyone else have any questions?
Guys, thank you so much. I like your presentation. It was clear, well managed, and you use some graphical tools that they will help the audience to understand more what you are talking about. Guys, before I start my questions, do any one of the people who are here is going to ask any question? Go ahead. We are here to practice how we can make a public presentation, so don't worry. It seems that you don't want to ask. Okay, guys, before I go to the content, again, my question now, it will not be part of the assessment, so don't worry about your grade. I'm here to give you some feedback to enhance how you are going to deliver this project for later use, and also to enhance the presentation skill that you are using now to present your own work. Okay? So first, concerning you, Sahib, at the beginning,
Yeah.
you were so fast when you talked about the project scope.
Yeah.
So you should know that whenever you have a PowerPoint presentation or any presentation sharing a screen, the audience has to concentrate in the content of the presentation, and also he has to hear you. So when you were so fast, sometimes I will miss about which part of presentation you are talking about. So especially at the beginning, because when you start your I know that at the beginning of the presentation, most of us will be somehow stressed, and we will somehow, because of the stress we will have, we will be somehow fast. So I think that at the beginning, you were a little bit fast. You can do it in a slowly way.
Yeah.
It will help because at the beginning, I'm as your instructor, I know what you are going to say. But suppose that you are presenting to an audience that don't know about the content of your presentation. So the first part of the presentation has to give a general overview about what the audience will expect from this presentation. So it should be done in a very slowly way that he can understand you, and he will be. I try to let him be more excited about what will go ahead later during the presentation. So just an advice, anyone who has to start the presentation has to do it in a very slowly way to be sure that the audience can understand the main core about the presentation, and then they can follow up later with him. Another point that maybe because you have already done a PowerPoint and this is good, and all of you should do a PowerPoint presentation, but and also the first group, always try your best to have an outline about your presentation. Again, me, because I know I have already done the project guidelines, so I know different points that are going to present. But for the audience, you should tell the audience that during this presentation, we are going to discuss this first topic, second topic, third topic, fourth topic. So the presentation outline should be done at the beginning of the presentation and at the same time when you are presenting your topic. Again, this is just an advice. For further presentation, we are going to do it. It is very important to have an outline at the beginning, especially when the audience is not aware about the content of your presentation. Is it clear?
Yeah, that's clear. It's fair enough too.
Okay. I want to go to the Gantt chart. Justin maybe has already presented this.
Do you want the actual software one or the one on the PowerPoint?
Maybe the actual software one. It will be more clear for us. Yeah, I'm about the breakdown. You have done it perfect. I like it so much. However, I have a concern concerning the category. Do you have three main categories in your chart? Initiation, design, development, and code. So I have a question for you now. Requirement structuring and requirement gathering. So it is part from the initiation or it is part from analysis?
Which one were you talking about for a second? I just didn't catch that.
Okay, let me repeat this. After you make the project planning, you have to start with the requirement collecting and requirement structuring, or we name it requirement determination and structuring.
Okay.
Determine requirement is somehow part of the use cases, and requirement structuring, it's part of the ER diagram. So according to your Gantt chart that we have it here, the requirement, I think it is a requirement, you name it requirement what, meeting or?
Yes, that was to talk about what they need the project to do by the end.
So requirement is structuring and determination, which is drawing the ER diagram and the use cases. So it is part from the initiation or the design category according to your graph.
Yeah, it was just so people have an idea. This is where step 1 is, and this is where we need, let's say, step X, because of how many steps there will be, where we need to be at the end.
So my question is, you have 3 main categories now, according to your chart.
Yeah.
Initiation, design, development, and coding. So requirement determination and structuring, which is the use cases and the ER diagram, where it is?
The ER diagram?
Yeah, ER diagram, it is, we name it requirement structuring because requirement has 2 main parts. According to the SDLC cycle that we talked about in the course, there is something we name it requirement determination and requirement structuring. The output for these 2 is the use cases diagram that you have already presented here and the ER diagram for the database or the data model. You got my question?
Oh yeah, that would be down here in the design area.
It is not a design, it is an analysis one. This is why I ask you. So normally, according to the SDLC cycle, we will have the planning and initiation, the Gantt chart, this one about the breakdown the project to different tasks, it's part from the initiation and the planning. Before we will go to the design, there will be a part, we name it analysis, where we do the requirement, the determination and the structuring. Let me share with you something that just to let you yeah, here I think it was, yeah, here it is. And this, I will share my screen now for you.
Okay.
Don't worry, it will not affect your grade.
Yeah, I was just a little confused there for a second.
Wait, now you'll understand more. I want to give you this because part from the project is that you practice what we have already discussed in the course. So Justin and others, can you see my screen?
Yes.
You see what I'm talking about according here the
Oh.
SDLC cycle? This is the planning and initiation, this is analysis, this is design, and then implementation and maintenance. So here in the analysis, there is requirement determination and structuring. The requirement determination and structuring you have already done in your course. It is the use cases and the ER diagram. Requirement structuring, the output for this is the ER diagram, and requirement determination, the output for this is the use cases. So there should be a part here, either you name it requirement determination and structuring, or you name it analysis. It is not part of the design and not part of the planning and initiation. You got it?
Yeah, I think I just accidentally just couldn't figure out where to put it in the chart. That's
yeah, I know
what happened.
This is why I'm discussing with you.
It made more sense without the chart.
No, it should be added as a chart. People, they either will name it, if they will not use the analysis terminology, they will say, okay, this is a requirement determination and structuring. And it is not part from the design phase. It is a standing alone phase. We name it either analysis or requirement restructuring and determination. I hope that will be clear for all of you, not only for this group. And you have already done this. Sahib, can you, or Justin, can you please share again your screen?
Sure, just give me 2 seconds. Just tell me when it pops up.
Yeah, it pops up. So just return back to the PowerPoint.
To the PowerPoint? Okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I think now approval. Are you still here?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you talked about the ER diagram. Can we go back to the ER diagram, Justin?
This one?
Yeah, the next slide here. Perfect. So I have just a concern, or more than it is a question. ER diagram you can sketch it using different terminologies or different symbols. We didn't use these symbols in our course because there are more than one standard to draw an ER diagram. Even though the UML standard, there is different versions. So according to our book, we use a special standard, which means that when you make this relationship, we didn't use this symbol. Let me show you what I'm talking about in the course. Here it is. I'm sorry, Justin, I would share my screen again. Apurva, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So, are you aware about this in the course?
Yeah, I am.
Why didn't you use the same symbols that we use in this course? And the group before you, they have already used the same symbols. There is a reason?
Yeah. No, I just thought that, if I just draw out like a very basic way of how the website will be flowing. So just to ease it out so that I can explain it better. I mean, this one's also easier to explain, but sometimes I get confused in, these relationship symbols. So I was like, I should just keep it as simple as possible so I can explain it to the group.
Yeah, but according, this is an ER diagram should be sketched based on a special standard. You can choose one of the standards. So we can't draw our own diagram. So it should be used as special standard because later you as a software designer, somebody else is going to make an implementation. It is the same if you are an architecture engineer and you will draw an architecture sketch diagram for a building, somebody else is going to build this building. So you can't use your own standards. You should use a predefined standard that anyone can understand this. You got my point?
Indeed.
I think there was a little bit of a confusion because we were also doing ER diagrams in Comp 230, which is also a database class.
Yeah, this is another standard. I know.
Yeah,
this is why I asked you here.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there may have been a little confusion when creating the ER diagram, and we accidentally made it more like the Comp 230 class database ER diagrams instead of this class one. So
Yeah, this is why I asked her if there is a special standard. For example, this is UML version 3, UML version 4, this is UML version 1 point whatever. So there are different versions for this standard. This is why I asked her, is this special version you use it and there is a reason? So now you give me a reason. I accept this. I accept that you didn't use the same one that we use it in the course, but there should be a reason for this. So now it is more reasonable that you use this standard, but we can say that we use this is because simpler to us to use our own standard. So if there is a special standard that was being used, so this is good, it's okay. But in this case, you have to put a reference of this standard. I'm using this ER diagram based on this standard. So somebody else who's going to double check your sketch diagram, he can understand it because he has to return back to the standard that you are using it. You got my point?
Yeah.
Because now in this course, we are making the analysis and design. We are not making the implementation. We are taking the role of a designer or a business analyst. So we are not taking the role of a coder or a programmer. And normally in high scope or high volume project, the business analyst and the designer will be a totally different group comparing to the coder group or the programmer group. So sometimes they don't have enough knowledge in the programming. So however, they have a deeply knowledge in the analysis and design. And they should agree in the standard with the programmer. They will say the programmer, we made all this diagrams based on this standard, and so the programmer can go ahead and understand the standard and then go further with the implementation. Guys, I like it so much, your presentation. Just this is a remark for you that in future work you can enhance it and you can be more professional. Again, I'm giving you a feedback from the industry how it should be done to have a real project. But I like your project. You will have a nice grade. Don't worry about my remarks. Don't be upset about them. No, you have a nice project. You have done a nice work. I like it so much. But I should give you a feedback because in order to be more professional in your work. You agree?
Yes, I agree. That's fair.
Yes, we agree.
Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, I want now to open discussion concerning the final. Concerning the final, we will have 3 hours. I have already published the timing and the date for the final long time ago. I will do it using, I'm almost done with the final. I will do it using Blackball. It will be very similar to the assignments. You will have true, false, and multiple choice at the beginning. And then you will have different questions, and some questions, the last part will be you can upload a document. So if you ask to write an ER diagram, for example, so in this case, if you can see that writing it down and taking a photo and then uploading it, it will be easier, so you can do it. Because according to the Blackboard, there is an option that for special kind of a question, as I have already double checked, the user can upload a document for this. So I will define this question in this kind of type of a question that you can upload a document to make it more easier. You will not be asked like the assignment, for example, to do a full project analysis. You will have a mini task that you will have. I will be more specific in the question because of the time limitation. All materials are included because we can't omit any material in the course. It is a cycle, so the planning and analysis and design, which is the scope of the course, they are all related to each other. I can't omit any part from this. So this is why all materials are included. Again, you will have a multiple choice and true false at the beginning, and then you will have more specific a question at a real case scenarios, but not will be the same volume or the same scope like the assignment. It will be a very specific one for a very direct task. You have to do this. People that I will give you an advice, people that they have to work with online exam, since all the university worldwide, because of pandemic has now, I think that 2 years ago. I will mute you, Sahib and Justin, because there is some echo. So people who, we have been here now 2 years ago doing online courses. So students expect that on online courses, when they have a question, especially multiple choice and true false, they will go Google it and then search for a solution for that and then pick a solution for this. This will be time consuming because we as instructor, concerning that we know that you can search online and you can maybe have similar questions online. So you will have more exercises, and then you will not enough time to search it online. So I will advise you, try your best that you have already checked all the lectures and you are aware all the concepts in the course, in order not to waste time searching online for a solution or for a special true, false, or multiple choice, because it will be time consuming. I'm quite sure if you think about a question, you can have a solution rather than go ahead and search for this. Because people, there are always annoying students that they will have a long online exam. This is not because it is online or long, however, because they will waste their time about searching for a special question, and this will be time consuming. So I would advise you that you prepare the material. All the questions are from the lectures. And if you understand the whole concept, I'm quite sure you can get a high grade. Not all of them, they are direct question, but there is a huge percentage which is a direct question. So let's talk about the main concepts that we have already discussed in the course. This is what I want to share with you concerning the final exam. If anyone had any question concerning the final, or he want to share with me a feedback about the course, I will be happy to hear this.
I have one question regarding the final.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so how do you recommend would be the best method for studying for the final?
I recommend that you will go with all lectures, read them, try to understand the whole concepts, to be sure that all concepts, well, for example, when we talk about the determining requirement determination, how it should be done, use cases, how it should be done, especially in the first initial lectures, let's talk more about planning and creation, because this part of the lecture will be more comprehensive. So, and then you will double check the assignment. You want to be sure that all the diagram that you are asked and all the outcome of the assignment, you understand how to do it. Concerning data modeling, when we talk about ER diagrams and data normalization, you know about the exercises. So go ahead, because there is a lot of exercises in the assignment, in the lectures. Try to re-solve them and double check if you can solve them in the correct way. So if you can do this, you are well prepared for the final.
Okay.
What about the others? Justin, Apurva, Mission, Mitch, Parnit, Yajresh, and Shukran. Do you still have any question or a feedback? I will be happy to hear your feedback, really.
So I just had another question. So the assignments we did, we are not sure that we have done it right? Because you haven't graded them yet. So
Yeah, I was very busy with course preparing for different courses. I will start maybe this weekend, start correcting them, because I have to finish preparing courses for the final, preparing final exams. So we should expect by the next week you have all the grade published.
okay, thank you.
Because correcting the assignment, especially such kind of courses, take time. Because I have to understand all cases and understand to follow up the diagrams and understand what this means. So it is not like true false. It will be very easy assignment.
Yes, that's right. I was just
Yeah.
asking because if we get to know what we have done wrong in the assignment, then we can.
No, you will get by the
sure
end of the next week. You will have a grade published and with the feedback. And normally I will leave feedback for all of you. So don't worry, you will have it by the end of the next week. So before we will go to the final exam, you can know you will have a feedback about your all solutions.
Okay, thank you.
But as I said, the priority is to finish the final exam. So your final exam is already being done. It is not a hard one. I can, if I want to categorize the final exam, I can give it as according to level of difficulty. If I can see that easy, intermediate, and let's say more hard one, so I can give it as a middle one. It is not very easy one. It is not very tough one. So I can see that most of the student who is going to go to the lecture and understand all the content of the lecture, they should have a grade between B and A. So if you don't have any more questions for me, we can leave today. And I said I will, if you have any feedback, go ahead and share it for me. That you believe that this course should be done in a different way, or you have feedback about the way we deliver the course, go ahead and share it now. Don't worry about it. Okay, it seems that you don't have any feedback to share it with me, or you don't want to share it with me. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys, if you want me, I want to tell you that I like and enjoy the course with you. I hope that next semester we can meet at the campus, because we have some courses at the campus next semester. So even though I will not give you another courses, but we can meet at the campus. And from now till the final, I can answer all your emails. And if you feel that you need to have a private meeting with me to discuss some material, I will be happy based on an appointment agreement. I will do it for you. And even though after the final, if especially based on the topic of the course, you still have a question for me, I will be happy always to answer your questions. But like always, I need 3 thumbs up to leave today, or we will stay here. So thank you so much all. Enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck in your all finals. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.